The Indian Air Force is still evaluating the BrahMos next generation variant that was proposed several years ago, and will take a final decision very soon. The Air Force will possibly be the only customer of the BrahMos next generation variant, as the Navy and Army are satisfied with the existing BrahMos system. The BrahMos-NG is also facing competition from the DRDO's upcoming Rudram-3 air-to-surface missile, which has recently been sanctioned. The Rudram-3 will have a speed of more than Mach 3, and will be performing the same role of the BrahMos-NG variant, and will target high-priority assets located deep inside enemy territory, and will be equipped on the Su-30 MiG-29 and Tejas Mark 1A and Mark 2 fighters. The Rudram-3 is being seen as a low-cost option to get desired results, while the BrahMos-NG will require additional funding by the Indian Air Force for joint development with Russia, since the Army and Navy are not interested in the BrahMos-NG variant. After the recent successful completion of final development test of the indigenous air-independent propulsion system by the DRDO in partnership with Larsen & Toubro, the DRDO has released a request for proposal for the detailed design of the energy module of the indigenous air-independent propulsion system, along with electrical system and extension of enclosure shelter, that must be compatible with the 6 P75 class submarines of the Indian Navy. The detailed design and engineering of the indigenously developed AIP energy module will now be undertaken by DRDO identified Indian industry partners, and the DRDO developed AIP systems will start integration on the 6 P75 class submarines from early 2023. With the delay in the signing of 7.5 lakh AK-203 rifles contract, the Army has started equipping more than 400 infantry battalions with the American SIG-716 rifles, while the original plan was to equip only the frontline troops deployed along the border with the SIG-716. Interestingly, the American firm SIG-Sauer is also participating in the Army's 93,895 carbines tender worth $110 million, that includes creation of a joint venture for local production. This has led to speculation that in case of scrapping of the AK-203 rifles program, the Army might go ahead with SIG-716 rifles to fulfill the 7.5 lakh units requirement. The AK-203 chambers 7.62 by 39 mm ammunition, while the SIG-716 chambers 7.62 by 51 mm, and fielding both rifles of different calibers will create a logistics nightmare. Officials have said that US and India will focus to operationalize the major defense partners status next week, and the US will allow access to cutting-edge technology in artificial intelligence-armed drones, unmanned fighter jets and unmanned ground vehicles, and this comes at a time when India and US are currently running separate programs for making unmanned fighter jets. They also said that the Indian Armed Forces are looking at a wider role for the MQ-9B UAVs, and the two sides have started hectic discussions for negotiating the EUMA Arrangement, also known as the End-Use Monitoring Arrangements, that is needed for the import of US technology. Under the pressure of the US government, the Ukrainian president has decided to place 3-year sanctions on 4 Chinese companies which had started to purchase shares in the Ukrainian engine manufacturer Motor Sich, which could have led China to advance its indigenous jet engine technology required for the J-20 stealth fighter jet.